Good afternoon, everyone. This is Raj of the Women Agenda. We have a very special guest, sheetal, ohri, live. And how are you today?
Hi, good afternoon, good morning from America, California, I would say. I'm doing great. Looking forward to
Fantastic.
talking to you, Rajesh. Thanks for
Thank
bringing
you.
me on
Thank,
your
thank,
amazing,
thank.
amazing show.
No, no. Thank you very much for coming on because I know you are very, very busy. You
No,
are very.
we all are, Rajesh, we all are, and I guess you are too, and so am I. So it's good to be busy, right?
It's good to be busy than not be busy. Yeah, absolutely,
Correct. Keeps you going.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's like you were saying, it is about bringing the balance to things
Right.
and on the. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with being busy. Absolutely, it's a good thing. Like we've seen, and it's hard to actually. I've said this to a few people, but with yourself, though, this is true. It's very hard to decide what to talk about because with yourself, you've done so much stuff. We will talk about your book in a moment because it's very interesting. So we will talk about that. But if we talk about you've also done lots of other stuff. You've got your own radio show, which you said you mentioned. So tell us about how did you get into radio first of all, and your journey
All
in
right.
radio.
Sure. I Let me start with myself. I'm Sheetal Lori. I have been I'm basically a realtor, licensed in California. I've been
Right.
doing that for a few years. My background is all about working in hotels and restaurant and tourism industry, so hospitality basically. So
Okay.
I've always been there. I've lived in India, born and raised there. I have lived in London, UK for many years, worked in great hotels over there as well. Then came to America, been here for about 20 years or so. Uh, just loving it. The life's been amazing. Getting into the radio show was a chance. It was by chance. Like you say, it just didn't happen. Um, I used to be working as a media correspondent, handling the Indian newspaper, Indian Express, as the West Coast bureau in charge. They formed a radio station here. It was on 1550 AM channel. They were
Right.
asking me to do a lot of marketing and promotions for them, which I was doing because that was my company, Sheetalori Inc., which I do. I host events, do PR, media, marketing, branding. I was doing all
Right.
of that. And that's when they asked me one day, I was just sitting, doing some campaign and some marketing ideas I was giving them. The owner of that station said, Sheetal, your voice is so amazing. Would you, and you do so much of amazing stuff in
Yeah.
the community, would you consider ever hosting a show? And I was like, I looked at him like, is he crazy? Honestly, that's what I thought. I was like, is he crazy? What's he talking about? I don't like to be, in the public eye as such, where I'm like hosting a radio show. I had never ever thought. I mean, interviewing, suggesting is something I was, but anyway, so when he said it, I just didn't let the chance go. I said, you know what? Why not? I told him that. And that's how it all started. But then my
Yeah.
only thought was, I don't want to do anything which is going to be a similar thing, whether it's on Bollywood or news or current affairs or anything. I wanted to do something which was different because I always like to do something different. I don't want to
Right.
just be the same old stuff. So I suggested making a difference, and that's how it all started. And it's now over 11 years, going to 11 years that I've been doing this. And now I'm on San Francisco's largest FM radio station, South Asian radio station, Bolly 92.3 FM. Every Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific is when my show airs, Making a Difference with Sheetal Ori. So yeah, that's how it all started. Just somebody asking me, would you consider? And I took
Wow.
the opportunity and I said, you know what? Why not?
It's a good medium radio because I remember. I remember wanting to go into radio a long time ago, and it is a nice medium radio if you want, if it's something you want to do, get your voice out there.
Very true.
So it's a nice medium radio. It's
Correct.
absolutely
And you know, Raj, the whole thing is I like to interview companies, individuals, people who make a difference, right? Like
right.
somebody like you who's doing something different. Yes, we are busy in our day-to-day lives, but
Yeah.
just trying to empower those listeners, even if few get empowered and take the positive attitude or approach and they start moving, is something which I'm trying to do through the medium of my radio talk show. And I mean, I've been very blessed and satisfied with the amount of publicity and the amount of network I have grown into in all these years, because you know it's not only San Francisco people I'm
Right.
interviewing, it's all over the nation, but yes,
Oh,
only from America, but all over the nation. Few people or few individuals I have interviewed from India or from even UK, because you know they are doing something with America and trying to make a difference here. So yeah, the guests are from all over.
and is it easy to get people from India? Guess
Yeah,
and
because they approach me. They approach me on their
oh,
own.
that's
They send
nice.
me
That's good.
emails and I vet them out. It's not that I just bring anybody on the show, but
Okay.
definitely I vet them out. I try to do a little research. I talk to them. And then if I think they're a good fit, then I bring them on the show.
Okay, wow, that's great. And where is it's obviously a US radio station, but
Correct.
is this available in the UK or anywhere else?
Yes, I mean, you can listen to anything on live. You can just go on to Bolly 92.3 or Bolly923fm.com. And
Okay.
even if you go on their website, there's my page where the links are uploaded after the show is aired every Monday. So Sunday the show
Oh,
airs, and then
excellent.
by Monday or Tuesday the links are uploaded that you can
Oh,
listen
wow,
live. Yeah, you know, everything is on the net. You can list, you can download the app on your phone and you can listen live.
wow, that is really good. That's really nice. That is, yeah. Doing something which you probably didn't imagine maybe a long time ago,
Trust
but
me, Raj, I didn't imagine many things, and I am where I am today. I didn't imagine I would be sitting here in America one day. My life was India, then London, and I actually intended to remain there. London is still very close to my heart. I go there every year. I have friends and family, my old colleagues. So every year I try to do a stopover while going to India or coming back from India. But you
yeah.
know, I never thought one day I will be here, but here I am doing too many things and talking to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've got some relatives down there as well in down in London.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. So how did you get into how did you get to America then? How what?
Okay, that's that's the story where this amazing book comes from,
Okay,
Custodial Battle. Okay,
right,
so and I did meet somebody from America who flew down to London. You know, we met
right.
there for the marriage purpose, and then basically I got married and came here. That's how it was.
Okay. So okay, wow, that's great. We're not going to go too much into your personal life because
Yeah, no, that's okay. You know, it's
that's not going to be
all over the
appropriate.
net. It's all open, so it's nothing to. Yeah, things
But
will work out.
so that was
Yeah.
the reason how you moved to America then, yeah?
Yes, correct,
Oh,
correct.
right,
I got
right.
married and I came here. Yes.
Okay, so how was it to adjust? You know, we talk about adjustment from the
Oh
UK
my
to
goodness, it was very, very difficult. I'm
yeah,
going to tell you that for sure. Because you see, when you are used to living in India and London,
yeah,
commuting is easy. You have so much of that's the first thing, you know, everything is very easily accessible. When I
right,
came here 20 years back, things were very different. You know,
yeah,
you have to have a mode of transport, which is a car to commute, number one. Secondly, you know, everything is so far away because this is America is huge, as you know, right?
yeah,
To get
sure.
from point A to point B, you have to have a mode of transport, and there wasn't much public transport available during that time. Now, yes, things have changed over the last 20 years, or I would say things have changed over the last just about 5 or 6 years. Things have splurged, is the word. There's so much of Indian or South Asian grocery stores or, restaurants, you name it, you have it. And then the public transport's very easily available as well. So
Yeah.
things have really moved along. But yeah, when I came here, it was a shocker for me. And then the lifestyle, of course, I was used to living in a very different lifestyle in India and London, and over here when I got married and came here, it wasn't the same. So that's where the journey started of struggle and trying to adapt, trying to adjust, trying to compromise is the word, because you're married and you have to make it work. So that's how it all started.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, I would say, and this is the reason why I have so much respect for women, because women, there's so much adjustment one has to do, especially if you're leaving one country, going to another one.
Correct.
Obviously, and the guy, you don't have to do that adjustment, but the women have to
Right.
do it. So it shows how mentally you have to be so strong inside to do the adjustment, and then adapt to that kind of a lifestyle. So you've done all that, and now you're based in the US, like you said. So you're based in the US. So you've done a lot of stuff. You've done, like you said, you've done a lot of stuff regarding hotels, restaurants.
Right.
Was that a plan to do manage hotels, restaurants? Was that like a plan?
No, no. Since I was 18, I was very enamored towards the glamour industry. Like all
Wow.
girls in India, and I
Yeah.
were I wanted to go into the aviation, become a air hostess. My dad
Okay.
was like, "No, no," being a typical Punjabi dad who's very who's a very I mean, he's a sweetheart, trust me. And now, oh my god, he's like a best friend to me. But at that time it was like, no, no, no. And we are like scared of that. Dad said no means no. Mom, please, can you try? No. If Papa says no, it's no. All right, okay, then what's the next step?
Right.
I used to visit hotels with families and all, and always was very, very interested in that side of the industry, and I think it was meant to be. So at the age of 18, while I was doing my college, I passed out from a very well reputed college in New Delhi, India, and I started working in the hotels in the evening shift. And I grew
Right.
about a year and a half, and that was like a 5 star or a 7 star hotel known all over the world, the Sheraton chain. So after that, I just continued, took some courses. I did travel and tourism courses. I started working with a travel agency, learned about many aspects of coordinating tours, doing ticketing, managing tours. Then the next step was, okay, I had to go back into the hotel industry. So I started working with, again, the Sheraton chain, and I was doing a lot of studies. So I started as a assistant sales manager, then grew up to become a sales and marketing manager. And that's how the journey kept on growing. Opened my own company, a travel agency. Then I got an offer from
Right.
London, UK, to join a company who was managing restaurants. They had about 7, 8 restaurants, again, a chain. And I grabbed the opportunity, came to London, UK, worked with them for a few years, and then again, my heart was into hotels. So I started applying, got into the Best Western chain, and was with them for many, many years before I came to US.
Wow.
So yeah,
And
always been in the hotels and restaurants industry.
so what did you have to do to get into the restaurant? Did you like have to like get a degree or management or
Correct. Yeah,
yeah,
you have to
you
have
did it.
certifications. You have to
Yeah.
have the hospitality and hotel
Okay.
management degrees, or you have to start at the base like I did. I started at the base, but I continue to do my certifications and continue to do a lot of trainee processes, because it wasn't that I just got the role of a sales manager or a assistant sales manager, just like that. It started as a trainee, then it went
Right.
into a travel executive, then it went into, so it's like step processes I took while I was doing my certifications at that time.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting. And if people just did one of these things, and I would say like, yeah, that's still a great achievement getting into the hospitality sector. But looking at your website, you've done so much stuff already. I
See, when
can,
I came
yeah,
here,
just
uh, I I didn't expect that I would land up where I did. I had to contest for my son's custodial time or custody. So it was an American citizen versus an Indian citizen initially, because
right.
it took a few years for my citizenship to come over. So
Okay,
it was a challenge. It was a battle. Being a single mom, within few years of being in this country, didn't know the laws of the land, didn't know how to, what to, where to. Those things, just got me into trying to understand the law of the land, trying to understand what is America all about, or what is California all about, or what is San Francisco all about. So I think being a person who has always been or having a quest to learn, to understand, to know, I
right,
think that side of me got me to where I am today. I never gave up on my son. I never gave up on trying to understand and trying to achieve a position which was thrown on me by the court system or the family law system here, because I was asked to establish myself, and on those grounds, I would be provided the custody of my son. It was very unfortunate, but it became a blessing for me. Um, while trying to establish myself, I started working with a lot of nonprofits. I started
right,
devoting my time to a lot of nonprofits. I started devoting my time to a lot of political fundraisers, a lot of time to uh, political campaigns, working with the local leaders, on ground level, on grassroots levels.
right.
I
Okay,
started supporting them. I started giving my time. You see, volunteering is all about time, so I started doing that. When you are
yeah,
volunteering your time, when you are giving your time, that's when people start appreciating you, right? Because
right,
you're not asking them for money, you're not asking them for anything. You are selflessly devoting your time, you're trying to do things, and that's what I did. And I think slowly and gradually, I started being called the community leader where I was, because I was giving my time.
right.
The newspaper and the media started covering my work, and I guess every
Okay,
time it happened, I used to take those newspaper articles to the family law court and I showed them, like, here you
right.
go. This is what it is, judge. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. And this is what I've done to establish myself. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a runner. I'm not going to do anything to run away. But here I am trying to do all this work. And I guess within few years, the court system understood that, and they were like, okay, you know what, we can't challenge this lady. She's just doing amazing, so let's just do what it is required. So they gave me the shared custody.
And that's how the book which you have there, which you showed me
Yeah.
on the, yeah,
Right, yeah.
Custodial Battle,
Yes.
which is available on all good bookstores online.
On
Yeah,
Amazon, it is on my
Amazon.
website, sheetaloriauthor.com as well.
Okay, yeah, we'll put it on here as well. This is a website. Um, on here, this is a sheet of official website. Do check it out. It's very good. And obviously it's very in depth. It tells you about the about the book, everything. So everything. So how did you? Obviously, it the book was because of what happened, and but how did it? I mean, I don't want to give anything away from the book, from the book, because I know this has been a best selling book, hasn't it? Really, it's done really
Yes.
well.
It has really received a tremendous response in India and even in UK.
Yeah.
Definitely here as well. I've been on a lot of podcasts, a lot of news and media channels, not a lot of print media here as well has covered me and my book. But India and UK, it has really, really got fantastic, tremendous response. And the reason being, Raj, the story of the character of this book, this is not my story. This is something which I have been through in a very similar circumstances. But then I put this into a book, and the character which is played in the book is is different from my story, but at the same time the challenges, the situations, and many aspects of the family law court system which is mentioned is what I have also been through. So
Mm.
that's the reason this book took a very, very high standing in India and UK, and even here in US in many aspects, because this is something which is happening worldwide. People come, the NRIs come in, they place ads, or they go and get married to the Indian girls. They do not provide immigration status for them when they bring them
Yeah.
here. And then it's a tussle for that individual, or the human being, I would say, who has to go through a lot of processes because they don't know the law of the land, and they have to
Yeah.
struggle. They have to go through many torturous situations, because you know what, they are either scared of deportation, or they are scared of immigration status, they are scared of many other aspects which leads to them not knowing and understanding. So when I wanted to write about this book, it all started sitting in those courtrooms, facing the judges' judgments, which made no sense to me. It was like, what the hell are they trying to do to a human being like me? Forget an individual. It was the rights of a human being who is a mother being challenged. For what? Just because they didn't have a citizenship? Just because the other party kept on saying, oh, she's going to take the child to India or London. That's how it all kept on moving, because those were the two bases where I had lived in my life, in India or London.
Yeah.
I had to talk about it, and sitting on those courtrooms, silently, taking the tears in, I had to one day think I'm going to write about it. And the day came, my son's full custody was awarded to me. It's been many, many years now, but at that time, few years later, I decided I want to help other parents. I want to talk to the world about this. It's just not me. And, many men who are friends, who are single fathers, many women who are single moms, they have come forward and told me, Sheetal, it takes guts. What you have
Yeah.
been through, you are telling the world, you're not bothered about yourself, you're not thinking about your future, but you're just saying and telling. My only thing on this, Raj, right now is I don't care what I have been through, what I had to be put through in such situations.
Yeah.
I really don't care about anything, except that, if I can help one parent, if I can help that one mom, if I can help that one father who are separated from their children, or who are going through the court issues, and they have no know-how of the law of the land, then you know what, if I can help them through this book of mine, I would be more than happy and more than obliged that I could do that. My life has been great. There is no reason or nothing I would say I regret today.
Right.
Yes, there were times when you feel disheartened, you feel depressed, you feel low, because you're like, you don't have that support system, right? But I
Right.
created that support system. And created that all by myself. My family has been my strength. God's been very kind. And I kept on moving, never looking back, never looking down, but always looking up, because you know what? I knew my son needed me. Similarly, today, I think if some
Yeah.
child is left behind, or if some child is separated, they also need children. sorry, they also need their parents. And it's not that I would want to say that it should be a war of who's going to win. It is a war, definitely it is. But in a war, as you also know, nobody ever won. It's always one side or the other loses. So today you're gonna think you won the battle, but you know what? The other party becomes your enemy. They may attack you at any time, correct? So
Yes.
you have to think that child is not a commodity. Child is not a thing. Child is also a human being. So when two parents are fighting in courts, they are basically not fighting over a thing. That's how they basically do when they are in courts, because they think child is a thing. The child should be mine. I want the full custody. I want, this time. I want how much time. I want more time. But in the end, what happens? The child suffers. And in my book, I have actually mentioned the psychological effects it has on the children. you know um, it's very sad because the child wants both parents in the
Yeah.
end of the day. But at the same time, the courts decide what is the best interest of the child. And towards the end, sometimes the judgment is actually true and correct, because yes, the other party who is really trying to alienate a child from a mom or a child from the dad is having issues and problems. So the court takes that stance and says, okay, we cannot give this child to this party because they're going to keep on brainwashing, they're going to keep on doing this, and they're going to keep on hurting the other party. Or when I say the other party, it's either the mom or the dad, right? It's
Right.
one parent who's trying to do this. So I guess because of these reasons, I just thought I had to bring this out. I had to talk about it. And if I can try to even coach some of these people, coach some of these parents, that, hey, stop fighting. Try to, live up to the expectations of your children. Don't try to be a judge in their lives, because tomorrow they will grow up no matter what happens. Time takes a toll. Children grow
Yeah.
up, and then what happens? Children may just reject you. They may just grow up and they'll say, hey, you know what? You both messed up my childhood. I don't want to be with you. Then what are you both going to do? Right? You both going to just
Yeah.
sit there and say, oh my goodness, we kept on fighting in courts. We kept on wasting this money on the attorneys and the fees. And then what happened? One day the child will walk away from you. And that
Yeah.
does come in children's life. I've seen many cases. I have tried to help many parents, and I've seen that happen. So the only way to, and I still say this, try to improve yourself, whether it's a mom, whether it's a dad. It's not a war. You can't win either way because it's your child. You both have produced. So, you know what? Try to live up to the expectations of the children. Try to be a good human being, a good support system, and try to be a good person or a good parent in the lives of your child or children. That's how you're going to do it. So, yes, that's all what I've discussed in this book, and I've tried to talk about it.
Yeah, which is available, and it's available on your website as well. You can purchase it directly from there. There's a link. The links on there. Get it directly from there. On there, absolutely. It's definitely a very uh, exciting read, and something which is like you said, it's based of your own experience. So it's definitely uh, very exciting. So you've written. Is this all written by yourself? Then have you written it all? Yeah.
I've taken some poems and some poetries from many other authors, but the complete book is mine. I've mentioned many poems myself. I like to
Right.
write poems and proses, so I've written them myself. They are in the books too. And yeah, I did.
Wow.
It took about 2 years, but I did.
So I mean, is the U.S. system, just to quickly ask you, is the
Mm.
U.S. system uh, towards like it could the custody could go to either to the father or the mother? It's not like it has to go to the mother unless there's a reason why it can't go to the mother. It will go to the
Yes.
father.
So here's the thing. Um, I am talking in my book from the immigration prospect or the
Mm,
immigration status side, right?
right, right,
But the U.S. system in that manner is is not. I won't say that it's fair, but at the same time, you know what? They try to weigh the pros and cons of
right.
who is a better parent, where does the child or the minor's best interest lie. So they try to do that. If two parents are compromising, they are cooperative, they take shared custody. If they are fighting in the court, then the judges decide. But
Okay.
my whole thought process is always like this. I mean, those people who are sitting on the chairs of the judges are also human beings, right? It's a
Yeah,
big money making industry because each court hearing you have, if you represent yourself and the other party has an attorney, I don't think you'll be listened to very nicely. The judge likes to listen to attorneys. And if you have to hire an attorney, there's always a big fee, right? It's
yeah,
$400, $500 for an hourly rate. Many people can afford it, and some people don't. So either they compromise and they just kind of like, okay, you know what, let's just do out of court settlement. Or if they go in front of the attorney, or if they go to with the attorneys, two attorneys are then contesting your case, then they would want to push it and prolong it. They don't want to kind of finish this in one go, right? Very
right,
rare you will find attorneys who will do that. So, what happens when you're doing this? The judges are always either giving another court hearing date, or they would say, okay, let's do this. Let's give you this time. This time, the other party will come back. Let's contest. So, it's like an ongoing court case, which just keeps on going, dragging their feet for many, many years before any settlement is done. So I can't really say what they can do, what they can't do, but definitely there is never anything where they say, okay, well, let's just give the custody to a mom or let's just give custody to a father. It all depends upon the circumstances of the case and the two individuals who are contesting it. That's how it is.
That's how. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah, absolutely. So when did when did the book get released?
It got released in 2021.
Wow.
Yeah, it got released in 2021. It started gaining momentum, I think, towards the end of 21. And 2022 was when I started getting a lot of coverage with, podcasts and talk shows and all of that. And towards the end of 2022, I did uh, a book reading and a release in India, and then in 2023 is when I got the NRI World in Indian sorry NRI World Indians Award 2023 at the British Parliament, which was this year. So yeah, it was for my work and it was for my book as well. So yeah, it was beautiful. And in fact, the good news I just received today, I've got another award lined up in India, in Mumbai. So I'm looking forward to that as well. It is again for the Global Indians of the World Award, and I'm
Wow.
just very blessed and I'm feeling over the moon. that
Because you.
that just happened today morning. I received their email.
Wow. Wow. Many many
I'm looking
congrats.
forward to
Many
going and receiving that this year.
many congrats on that.
Thank you.
And
Thank
it
you.
was nice. And you said yourself, and you mentioned that you received an award in UK Parliament
Recently, yes. This
recently
year in March. Yeah.
in March. And what was the exact award you received?
It was the NRI Indians of the World Award
Wow. Uh,
2023. Yeah. That
wow.
has been happening in UK for I think almost now 30 years. That ceremony, and every year they collect people from all over the world. They collect the NRIs or the Indians, and they respect them. They give them these awards at the British Parliament and the House of Lords.
House of Lords as well. Wow.
So yes, I was there.
Wow. That's a great accomplishment to get that. I mean,
Thank you.
how many NRIs there are around the world.
Yes, thank you.
As you know, we are everywhere.
Correct. We are everywhere. They
We're
say
everywhere,
potatoes and
America,
Indians
Canada,
everywhere now.
Australia. Yeah, Australia. Lots of NRIs in Australia now, as well. And so we're everywhere. And considering you were, you were selected and you were awarded, that's absolutely an amazing feat on there. And I'm sure everyone must have been proud of your
Yes,
achievement, your
my
family.
friends, family, my well-wishers, I guess, I they're proud for sure.
Absolutely. And you've mentioned obviously the kind of stuff you're doing now. So if I'm not wrong, you're is it a director of facilities or
Yes,
director?
I work. I that's my job. I would say again in the same industry which I
Hmm.
have been, which is the restaurants and hotels and hospitality industry. I've been with the company for almost now nearly 10 years, going to 10 years, and again a blessing. It's the largest restaurant franchisee company in the U.S. So I am
Wow.
in the corporate office as a director for all these years, managing the other side now. Not, I mean, I definitely give my 2 cents and my experience and expertise in all the departments, but my main role in the company is to manage this one facilities and construction and remodels department, which I do for this. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And you
I
still,
can't get out of that. Hospitality is in my blood. It's like I
yeah.
have to work in that sector, so it keeps me going and it keeps me thriving.
And you still are volunteering.
Yes,
Um,
I do. I take care of my family, my parents, my son, um, whatever is needed, I do. But you see, the volunteering part or doing my radio show or still having my company trying to do some branding or marketing, I still do all of that besides it because again, as I said, it keeps me going. I love working. I love doing things and just trying to make a difference in some way or the other before I get too old and then I can't move, Raj. That's why I try to keep on going.
and regarding you do volunteer in many causes. So uh, in America, so what kind of causes do you volunteer in, and are these?
So promoting the South Asian culture,
Yeah.
promoting causes for children. These are
Wow.
the two causes which have been very close to heart. Again, as I said, when I came here, I really didn't see too much of culture understanding. So I started being on the board of these nonprofits who have been working to bring South Asian cultural awareness, whether it is through participating in these big games, whether baseball games or, the soccer games or the football games, doing Indian cultural dances or promoting something or the other. Then I
Right.
did the Bollywood. Being in London, I have the Broadway in me because been to so many Broadway. So I brought the first ever Broadway show here. I directed it, produced it, and coordinated it and brought it here in San Francisco. So I do all of these things. Then at the same time, I love to do anything to do with children. So whether it is girl child, whether it is underprivileged children in India, working with those nonprofits to basically try to do fundraising over here in America to support them in India. So I work with all of those nonprofits, volunteering my time, giving my time.
Wow. So what's the difference then since you've been in America until now? Is it more balanced now? Is it more is it more, obviously there's more Asians now in
You
America
you
now?
can you can
Yeah.
see in our
Yeah.
government itself, in the president's cabinet, you have all of these Indians who are representing. America, right?
Yeah.
These in Joe Biden's cabinet. Then our vice president is somewhere Indian as well, Kamala
She
Harris.
is. Oh yeah, she is,
So
isn't she?
so
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
you
Wow.
know, we have so many Indians now on the top of these multinational corporate technology companies, whether it's Google, whether it's Yahoo, whether it's name it and you have it, right? So the Indians have taken over America in many ways, like they all say nowadays, and we laugh about it. But actually, that's the truth. You know, we have so many Indians here, and because of that, the Indian cultural events have been happening at these big corporates. Lot of, I mean, everybody knows about, and it's not only butter chicken and naan which people know about. They know about our other foods as well because people love Indian foods. We have so many Indian restaurants which have opened. Our very own Priyanka Chopra, she's joined Hollywood. She's doing some amazing shows. So it's like
Yeah. That's true.
people know who is, and all of our Bollywood people are coming into these amazing Cannes film festivals or other film festivals, right? So Bollywood has taken our nation here in America by storm. I mean, people love the dancing, people love the clothes, people love that culture. So what we saw in UK many years back, it's happening now in America. So things have changed. People have started understanding our culture, not on a very intimate and intricate level, which should be. Hopefully, it'll happen too. But at least on the side where they understand that these are Indians, this is how they dress up. When they wear a sari, this is why it is, or this when they wear that little dot on the thing, which they never thought, what is this dot all about, right? They understand what it is, what it signifies, or what it is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, these things have, I mean, these are very small things for us, but I think many people have been differentiated over the years over here because of that. So I guess things are now taken as cool. It's part of the culture.
Yeah. I guess because of the contribution of like yourself and Asians in America, and I think the perception, like in the UK, at one time the perception wasn't good about Asians,
Yeah.
but obviously that
I mean,
changed.
it's a
Yeah.
perception again, Raj, it's a perception. People
Mm,
created this perception about India. Who did? We don't know. But definitely it was a perception.
mm,
People
yeah.
thought, oh, India is all about cow poop or cows roaming around on the. Yes, yes, they are there. But so are here in California. California is all about cows. It's all about, farming. It's amazing when you go outside. Yes, but then many other cities, Texas, you go to any of these places, right? But then again, as I said, it's the perception. And I think that perception has changed. That's what has happened. They've understood that, we are brains, and it's not only beauty with brains. Yeah, it is brains everywhere.
Yeah. And then you obviously, I mean, it's like this is like when I'm reading your website, it's like reading an encyclopedia. It's like it's you've done so much stuff. And then obviously, did you launched an award, Silicon Awards,
Yes, Silicon Valley Awards,
Silicon Valley
making a
Awards,
difference. Again, it was
making a
Silicon
difference.
Valley Awards, SPA, making a difference. My tagline has always been making a difference. I should have actually, authenticated it, or done something, copyrighted it, because now it's being used by everybody. But anyway, yes, I did start these awards event here in San Francisco. They were the first ever very glamorous gala affair awards, which kind of had entrepreneurs, authors, technology, science. Then it had businesses. So all of these categories were nominated, and yeah, these awards went on for about 5 years, and then I guess I got too busy, and the awards were easily available everywhere. So I just thought, you know what? People started copying. People started doing the similar things. So I kind of stopped with too
Yeah,
much of things in my hand. But I started it, and I'm very proud to say that, because what I created, I still haven't seen anybody do that. But those awards just were amazing. I wanted to showcase the individuals, the companies who are making a difference. And I had the state senators, political mayors, or council members, congressmen. They all used to be present at the event, giving these awards out to the people who won these awards.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's oh wow. I mean, not just receiving awards, you launched your own awards.
Yes, this that was
Um,
long
like you
back,
said,
but I did it. As I said again, it's all about making a difference and showcasing individuals and showcasing companies who were making a difference and bringing them out. My background has always been sales and marketing and branding as well, right? Besides doing operations. So I
yeah,
thought, why not use that in one go, and I wasn't charging anybody, right? I was just bringing them out, showcasing them so that, the world knows, or at least the San Francisco area knows. And I mean, the whole thing went viral all over the world, so the world eventually knew about these people. But yeah, that's how I wanted to showcase it, that people or companies or individuals who are making a difference. And Silicon Valley is what we are called where we are, so I said Silicon Valley Awards. That's how I named them.
yeah. I've seen the name Silicon Valley. So, like you said, I think there have been some people copying it, um, copying the name and stuff. But I guess that does happen. It happens in different areas.
Right.
I know we've gone over the time which we were saying going to say. We have gone over that. Yeah, absolutely. And people obviously can get in touch with you as well. And obviously, this is your Twitter handler as well.
Right.
And you're available on Instagram as well. If they type in, they can get you on Instagram, on there, and Facebook as well.
Yes. I'm
Facebook.
available any of the social media, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's sheetalori.com on Facebook, or Sheetalori on Facebook, Twitter, Sheetalori again, Instagram, Sheetalori. So yeah, I'm available everywhere if somebody wants to get in touch with me, or they would like to go on to sheetaloriauthor.com or sheetalori.com. All these websites and these social media platforms are there to connect to me.
Absolutely, and this is Sheeta's official website. You can get on there. Very very interesting. Tells her all about her book, all about her achievements, and you can contact her on there. Whether you're from the media or anywhere you want to interview her, you can get in touch with her on her website, on Sheeta Ori's website on here on the link. And we will obviously include the link on the video description and on the audio podcast. We'll put the links all on there as well for you, so you can get in touch with her. On the yeah, I mean, I just want to keep on asking you stuff, but I know we've gone well over the time which was we were saying on there, and yeah, I mean, it's been a pleasure, and um, uh, it's been pleasure actually. I mean, it's been a pleasure to bring
Thank
you
you,
on
Raj.
here.
I appreciate what you're doing and making a difference in UK. The Women Agenda is just an amazing platform which you're
Yeah,
providing to us women from all over the world and giving us a chance to talk about us and letting people know about us. So, thank you for doing that.
yeah, and I'm sure there's lots of people who appreciate what you're doing as well, Shita. I mean, loads of people will be appreciating what you're doing and the kind of difference you're making. So it's absolutely
I
amazing.
love making a difference always. That's the key. That's it. Keep on going, keep on moving, keep on making a difference. It just is contagious sometimes. And then if you can empower somebody, you can bring that positivity out in somebody, why not?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, definitely. First of all, obviously, Sheetal, thank you very much for coming on here. Uh, I think we did cover the main thing which we wanted to cover, definitely. And, you know, I think if I went on, we would be going on for a long time because the kind of stuff you've
I
done.
know we can
But
keep on chatting.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Absolutely, absolutely, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much,
Thank
on there,
you.
and we will obviously, everyone will be able to see the clips and everything on social media. We will put that on as well. We'll share that with you guys. Thank you very much on there. Thank you very much, guys, and obviously we will be back on the Women Agenda in the next few days with a live interview with some special guests. So stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much, uh, Sheetal. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you, Raj.
Thank you very much. Thank you.